Greetings all. Happy New Year. It's Rev J here. And I'm back with your Tarot by Tribe Series for 2017. Just wanted to wish y'all a Happy New Year. Thank you so much to everyone who's been with me. This is a relatively new channel, and it's really, truly meant the world to me to have all of you here. And I just wanted to send a really big thank you from my heart to yours, and I'm wishing you a spectacular 2017. Wanted to get these out a little sooner, but there's been a lot of clearing of energies that's been going on here, and due to the nature of the very specialized type of work that I am doing here with this channel, and in conjunction with my spiritual partner, I have kind of waited until today because there were some veils that were actually being lifted, and I've been told that some masks have been removed, and that might actually be relevant for some of y'all here. So it's a good time to allow yourself to renew your mind as we step into what 2017 has ahead for all of us. So just a reminder, this is an M for mature audiences only channel, so please only be watching it if you are a mature audience wherever you are. In addition to that, the language and the messages can be a little bit strong at times. I just kind of read what Spirit is sharing with me, and in some cases, it might be challenging messages. We're going to do these a little different for 2017. Basically, I think this is probably going to be chunked into one video for all. We're doing a very special energetic calibration right now to release toxic energy from the grid. It's just how I do my work here. And what we're going to be doing is taking a look at the first quarter of the year using the Carolyn Mace archetype deck. And then we'll also be following up with some other spiritual advice messages that you'll recognize some of these decks. And I'm actually going through my musical tarot deck. I personally curate some lists that I work with Archangel Gabriel on that help give a synopsis. And if you're not familiar with my daily series, please do hit subscribe, because Monday through Friday, every week, I do a morning lotto-style reading on my spirit board using La Vera Sibila and suggestions from Archangel Gabriel as to how those messages are going to play out for many. So you might be familiar with my musical style, and we're definitely going to be getting a song for all y'all, and that'll probably pretty much tie up the month of January too. So we're going to be looking at an archetype for the first quarter, and then we're going to be doing some follow-up messages that'll help us understand what's going on for this first month here in 2017. And we'll also be back here very shortly to do the general style TBT readings, where I do the deep channelings here and break them down by tribal elements. So hope that all makes sense to you and you like it. Please also note that I'm interpreting messages for potentially a very broad audience. I in no way am going to impose my feelings as to who or what you are. I'm basically interpreting energies, so I'm trusting you to know your own gender and the gender of the people that are possibly in the reading, and also with the very clear understanding that gender has no implication whatsoever on other people's romantic desires. So take the messages if they belong to you and apply your own useful knowledge towards that so that you can discern as to whether or not they're for you and how or when they fit. So that's what I got for you right now, and I'll catch you on the inside. Happy New Year. And before we get started with any of those readings, I'm being told we're just going to light a match on the past. And so this little piece of sage here is for our TBT. And I was told to show y'all a quick peek at what's going on the energy grid here, because we are releasing many things that no longer serve and putting a covering over all of us as a tribal family of one big tribe. I'd catch you on the inside of your readings. Well, something really cool just happened, and got to share it with you before we go ahead with proceeding with the readings. We're still clearing the grid here, and just so you know, I'm going to cut out some of the shuffle and stuff that we're doing in this. We're going to truncate these just a bit, different style for this reading, as I mentioned before. And we will be starting with Capricorn, too, since it is Capricorn season. So sorry if I didn't say happy birthday to you, Cappies. Happy birthday to you. Best of luck with everything ahead. So while we were getting ready here, something really cool happened. There are quite a number of decks that I have here. You could say I might have a little bit of a deck fetish, and I actually haven't used some of the decks that are in here that you're actually going to see probably later this year. One of them you've probably seen other places. It's called the Shadowscapes deck, and while I was sorting things out, the companion book, and it's just a gorgeous, lovely deck. If you're not familiar with it, the art is just spectacular. It was given to me by a friend, and haven't used it in any of the readings here for you yet, but something cool happened. It just kind of opened itself up to a page, and I was hearing that this is actually a pretty important message for all the tribes, and I'm really big on pointing out the things that remind us of the shared experience that we all have as the light of one, which we are here. It's sort of a practice of my own love art myself. That's what Art of Love is all about. And the card that it was referencing is actually the Judgment card, which is number 20 for anybody that might be curious. And the book just opened up right like this. It's pretty much right in the middle of the book. And I had to just see where the Judgment card actually was in the deck. So I went into the deck and I pulled apart the cards, and I went for the Judgment card, which is actually this beautiful one right here. Okay. And I wanted to see what was on the back of it and what was on the front of it, because I'm being told that this is really what a lot of this year is about for many of us in this shared experience. And it looks like what was coming from behind was actually this Nine of Wands here. Then we had the Judgment card. And what we saw here, looking forward towards the light, is the Eight of Wands card. And what was on the other side of those wishes that were being blown out were the Lovers. And I'm hearing this might strike for a lot of y'all. And so what we're going to do right now is just take a little bit of time, and I'm going to read to you what the definitions are from this beautiful book by Barbara Moore, using the art from the Shadowscapes deck by Stephanie Puy-Munlaw. Hopefully I said that right. So, first of all, the Judgment card. I'm going to hold it up while I read it to you one more time for you to see it. Upon the arrival of Judgment Day, an angel sounds the horn to send out the blast of truth. Let all the souls rise to that call and then lay their deeds out to be seen and judged by all. Let the spirit be cleansed with burning light and fire to be made pure. There comes a time for everyone when an accounting must be held. It is time to evaluate the phase of life just past, to recognize and to appraise with an unbiased mind and honesty to oneself. Every action has its result, for good or for ill, to be rewarded or to bear the need for absolution and forgiveness, cleansing and atonement. And beyond that is the transition onto the next phase, a rebirth and a clean slate to begin again. Red poppies are a symbol of sleep and death, sometimes as an offering for the dead. Like blood, their color stains the fields, brilliant and beautiful. From that life-filled expanse of delicately swaying crimson and gold, butterflies take their wing to bear the spirits onward in the metamorphosis of the soul. The wide freedom and endless blue of the beyond awaits. That's a description of the card here. The meaning from the book states that release and renewal, absolution, the freshness of a new dawn, a new start, making a judgment, though it might be harsh and difficult to face, the necessity of hard choices. Face down those decisions, recognize the need, and forgive. Reawakening the mystery of birth and death. The voice of destiny summons you onward, hearing that undeniable call and being drawn to act upon it, knowing what must be done. Poignant. And I'm actually hearing for a lot of people it has to do with the things that were being left in the past. This Nine of Wands card here that was showing up actually just behind our Judgment card. In some other decks, y'all might be familiar with this one as like the wounded person that's standing there like hanging onto a stick, like, all right, how much longer, right? And I know that that's when it's been for a lot of people. 2016, let's be honest. Sayonara, goodbye. A lot of things were brought to light that, as I stated in the intro, masks have been revealed. False friends, frenemies, enemies, old situations, things that needed to culminate and basically be freaking exorcised. EXORCISED, not exercised, but exercised out, have been brought to the surface. And in many cases, that's what this judgment is all about. You know, it's the things that we were standing for. And in some cases, I'm hearing it's been, even projects that didn't bear fruit and just learning when to cut a loss. And I'm hearing for some people, that's not going backwards. It's actually taking a reassessment. And in some cases, that's why there's only 8 wands here now. And so in this, the way I interpreted this, just as a snapshot for all, because we're doing a synopsis for everybody. The 8 of Wands, a lot of times is, I'll call it a falling in love card. Or sometimes it's travel, it's swift communications. It's taking a firm direction. And that's really what I'm seeing here. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's actually like the things that we wished for and just, the new things that we want to have happen in the journey ahead. And so in some cases, it's going to be a big undertaking, the things that are moving our hearts and our energies forward. And in some cases, it's going to require a decision. Sometimes that's how this Lover's card shows up. But in other cases, that's looking like romance. And I'm hearing for many, some of this has been a greater calling in love. I'm hearing about spiritual soulmates and partnerships that are being called together. Some people are, actually for legit meeting and connecting with their twin flames, whether it's etherically or also just here in the physical material realm. And so I kind of want to pause on that one, and I'm going to just jump into the juicy part here and talk to you about the Lovers. I'm going to read it to you from this beautiful book because I'm hearing a lot of y'all. If it hasn't happened yet, you are in a potential to come into contact with a mirror for you that is a true and deep love. That all starts with the self. Here's what the book says. In one of the oldest tales, there is a choice. Knowledge and fulfillment of worldly senses or the simplicity of an ever-present now. To be drawn into an embrace, to seek that union that all souls ache for and desire. To know the oneness of passion and love and revel in it. Their eyes are open, but they gaze only at each other. Oblivious to the sun that goes on turning above them in the gaze of the heavens. Neither gold and gem-encrusted crown of kings nor grapevine and flower-twined crown of peasants grace their brows. For the forces gathering around them make no such distinctions. Indeed, their own senses have no awareness of such either. Take this seed, he says to her, placing an acorn in her palm. Water it with the fount of your spirit and your intentions. And we shall see what grows of that, she replies. So the meaning that they give us for this card, I'll just hold it up again because some of y'all want to see that. It's looking pretty good if you ask me. Meaning says, union, balance, energy, flow, love, desire, passion, melding of heart and mind, forming a union or marriage. Though it can be romantic in nature, it is not necessarily so. The Lovers is also about determining values and struggling with choices. The innocence embodied in the turtle doves is a contrast to the shiny red apple in the embrace of the snake, one of the oldest symbols of temptation. Likewise, the pure simplicity of the calla lily contrasts the lush and sensual complexity of a rose. So I thought that was really beautiful, and just wanted to share that with some of you. And also just mention too, before we get started on the specific readings, that there is a really specific kind of reading that we offer at Art of Love, and it is, well, we call it the Future Forward. And really, it's a very detailed look at what your year ahead is all about. We can even pull out characters and tell you what their symbol and meaning is in your life. So if there are any questions as to who the people are that might be coming forward, because in some cases, this year is really going to be about determining what we're leaving in the past with reference to our karma and the steps forward into the Dharma. And if you are not really clued in on what that's all about, we're talking about your life purpose and putting an end to those old decisions that might have been made with emotional unclarity and putting it into a greater context so that when we are making those choices and decisions, especially if it's about business partnerships, relationships, love, whatever the decision is that you're being faced with this year, we can actually get a really close zoom on that here in our readings. And definitely look forward to hearing from anybody that might be interested in that. Please do send inquiries to prayer@fatheroftribes.com. And actually, if you go visit our website, artoflove.me, and click services up at the top, there's a PDF where you can actually look at a specific explanation of how the Future Forward works, as well as our detailed personal readings where there's really nothing general about it, actually. You can get general readings lots of places. We like to get specific here and help you look into that. Those readings actually come with a handmade crystal invocation, which is a talisman that we designed for you here to help you with your forward action. So I'm going to leave you on that, and we're really going to get into those readings now. So see you again in a sec. Actually, I've seen my spiritual partner. So I might want to see one card. See how it goes. Right now, we're clearing the decks. Well, getting an archetype from us. This is our first quarter. Ladies and Caroline, this is my dot deck. You like this? Principles of light and shadow attributes. Just need to know how to navigate what's up ahead. This card's like this is going out. Taurus. Gemini. Cancer. Leo. Virgo. This is Scorpio. Libra. All right, Scorpio, here you go. Sagittarius. Cancer. Libra. All right, so we've got these cards still all backs up. So, just in case we show anybody later, that's what we got. And I want us to see what is underlying all of this, and also what focal shift is. We've got mediator showing up. A gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. Shadow attributes. Negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. And shadow side of all of this, or hidden aspects, are going to be tricksters. Light attributes, transcending conventions, stuffiness and predictable behavior. Shadow attributes, manipulating others through duplicity. Okay, I might need to share this after all. Some fucking tricksters. I'm hearing in some cases. Maybe that's what you came here for. A little help. Differentiating that with a mediator, perhaps that's who I am today. In other cases, I'm hearing court battles for some, I'm hearing division of assets, I'm hearing intellectual property suits, I'm hearing duplicitous negotiations, I'm hearing underhanded maneuvers, I'm also hearing fair judgment. So, that's the first part. Before I go any further on these, alright. Can I pause real quick? Gotta grab something. We're going to use our Keep It In Mind deck, which I usually use for the spiritual material, physical material realm. Rider-Waite Smith-Coleman deck, which I love very much. It's a classic. It's a favorite. That's quite an original, isn't it? Many people copy from this deck and use it in other things. There's many derivative decks. But this deck, I'm a huge fan of the art of Pamela Coleman Smith, a.k.a. Pixie. So, I'm being told we're using this card as a focal point for the month. So these archetypes that we just laid down are going to give us an idea of the next quarter. So we're talking roughly, January through the end of March, right? And then these cards here we're shuffling are going to give us some information that could also carry that far, but this is more going to be like the scope of the next part of the first month through about the middle of the month. Of course, if you go my channel, our channel here, we always come back for a mid-month recap. So for now, we're just calibrating these cards to the source of universal intelligence that I am. That's the reader of the energetic grid. Council for the light of one. That's the eye from the lens of the fractal. It's the 12 original seeds. What do our babies need to know? The name of Capricorn. In the name of Aquarius. In the name of Pisces. In the name of Aries. In the name of Taurus. In the name of Gemini. In the name of Cancer. in the name of Leo. In the name of Virgo. In the name of Libra. In the name of Scorpio. In the name of Sagittarius. Do all backs up now. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Leo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. We are seeing a returning of the desolate time towards victory and success. That's what's hidden. Beautiful. Overall message coming through here. Even if it's taken a while, so you're on board. Let's get started. That's what you're making me on. It's like old bad times for something that looks like success. Hopefully that's the case for most of y'all. I'm hearing that very much in my nature. So. My sweetheart actually designed this reading for you all, just so you know. And, she wanted me to keep it to 4 here. Make some song. Wow. 2 things just flew over this deck. Amazing. One of the ones she wanted us to do was romance. All right, everybody's interested in that love life. And 2 cards just flew out of the deck: honeymoon and trust. So I'm going to offer this just as an uncut for those of y'all who actually like my channel a lot and like to watch me do this stuff, because sometimes things happen like trust and honeymoons. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Those 2 just flew right out. And this was what was hidden. This could be the one. So we're hearing that you've already met the romantic partner you seek, and I'm hearing in some cases it's a friend. They're telling me divinely orchestrated. That's some angelic help right there. And, oh, that's cool. That was right underneath it. The retreat card. So, I'm hearing about nuptials. I'm hearing about relationships that have come together through a lot of adversity. I'm hearing about people that have had to make some really difficult decisions because something became clear. Sometimes that's what this could be the one is about for me. It's, sometimes it's just like something that was hard to face for one reason or another. And wow, for those of y'all that are going through that, I'm hearing you might have some good friends, goodness, let your friends help you just popped out. Ask for and accept support from others. So we're just going to take a quick peek here at, what's going on for all y'all. We're going to shuffle these and lay them out just the same way. All backs up. In case you're wondering. That's what we're looking like right now. Oops. Backs up everywhere. Still shuffle. And do this in the name of Capricorn. Capricorn. What do we need to know about our January for our Cappies? Capricorn. What we're going to Aquarius. I heard the word nefarious. That's funny. Oh, I can't be true for all y'all. There might be a nefarious Aquarius, though. Could be. Do some Pisces. Pisces. And then you move Aries. And then even Taurus. Wow, this card's all I want to jump out. Name of Gemini. This is the second time I heard it. I hate saying things like this. I heard baby died. Baby daddy. It sounded like baby died or baby daddy. Praying for Gemini. Praying for all those babies. Calling on the light and the love of St. Jude. The guardian angels. All the innocent children. In the name of Cancer. Wow, wedding just tried to pop out. Flipped, and it went back in. And then very soon. Alright, Cancer. Cancer rising, Cancer moon. I'm hearing something. I might be getting married or hearing about somebody around you doing that soon. Could be happening any week now. So this is about January. Leo, the name Leo. Name of Virgo. I hate to go, but it's time to move on to Virgo. In the name of Libra. Name of Scorpio. In the name of Sagittarius. Do our babies need to know? Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, the trio, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, her daddy-o. I'm hearing something about baby daddy, Scorpio, Gemini. I don't know. Sagittarius. All right. Something about children. Your love life is being affected by children. I don't know if it's true. And about some new love, too. In some cases, that might be the baby or the baby daddy thing, or daddy-o. I don't know. New person that stirs your romantic feelings. In other cases, this is all about that love. It might be coming in. Wow. Yep. Just landed on the J. All right. So, that's what the romance angels are going to say for us. And we're going to do one more card for y'all before I shuffle the music deck. I am going to have to pause it for that and then write these things down. But we're going to do some Archangel Gabriel shuffle after we shuffle the Archangel Michael deck, because I hear everybody likes to get a little bit of angelic advice. I'm a really big fan of calling on the archangels for support. Working with a different order here. Some of us read differently. All of us read differently. Some of us read similarly. But I tend to read on an octave. I defer to the upper order of things because of the legion that I came to represent here as the light bearer that I am. And we were made sure to include this deck here because we work closely with Archangel Michael here on this channel. Go ahead and ask Archangel Michael, what do our babies need to know about the month of January? A little bit of spiritual advice and prayer for all those who come here for a witness. Begin with Capricorn. In the name of Aquarius. In the name of Pisces. In the name of Aries. In the name of Taurus. In the name of Gemini. In the name of Cancer. In the name of Leo. In the name of Virgo. In the name of Libra. In the name of Scorpio. In the name of Sagittarius. I just heard something about Sagittarius and Aquarius. There might be a connection there somehow this month. Okay. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. So that's what we got there. And here's what Archangel Michael wanted us to keep in mind for all y'all. This is about the situations we create. It says you have created the situation and you have the power to change it. So I think this is really all about what the channel messages were at the beginning regarding the judgment and the things that we've learned and the choices and decisions that we make and how we allow ourselves to delegate forward with our energy, our thoughts, our actions, our feelings. Just because the feelings and emotions come up doesn't mean we have to act on them any one way or the other. And I'm just going to say it again. Some of y'all really need to understand what your emotional motivations are. I keep hearing about that. And some cases you're looking for guidance and wondering about whether or not information was good that was coming through somebody. And this is actually the hidden information that was on the bottom of the deck here. It says the person you are asking about is trustworthy. So we're going to leave it on this, and I'm just going to do another little plug here. If you're looking for a little help and removing what's been obfuscating your path up to this point and might be faced with situations that you want to take more authority over in your life, let me remind you, you've created the situation. You have the power to change it. There might be a call here, strong call for action to take new steps as you're initiating forward in this year. And I urge you, if this is for you, contact us here because we will help you understand that. All right. Here's the prayer on you created the situation. For all the tribes. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for letting us lean on your strength and for reminding us of our personal power. Please guide us to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. Amen. All right, y'all. I'm going to just show you this board because I'm pretty sure now this will be an uncut section that we offer in the grand scope of the reading. I wasn't planning on doing it this way, but I'm here and that's what we need. So these will also be time-stamped according to your signs. And what we're going to do right now is just take a pause while we go ahead and flip the proprietary Art of Love Tarot deck for a little bit of help from Archangel Gabriel. We're going to get a song for each one of y'all for your January. So we'll be back in a few. All right, so we're ready to do this. We went ahead and made a list of the songs that came up for each of these, and none of the cards have been flipped over yet, so we just did a divination asking for the assistance of Archangel Gabriel and pulling out some songs for each of the tribes here. I've actually never done one like this before. This was, like I said, it was a recommendation from my spiritual partner to kind of conduct it this way. And so we've been having a creative time discovering this together, and I'm just the one that's got the honor of reading it today. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to do them one by one. We're going to start with Capricorn because it's Capricorn season, and I've actually made a truncated playlist of the 12 different songs that were given to us for all 12 tribes. And so I'm going to go ahead and just start with the Capricorn reading right now. What's up, Capricorn? Happy New Year to you. I hope you're having a great solar return too. It's your season, and hopefully things are going to feel lighter. I feel like 2017's got some major breakthroughs for a lot of us right now. So hoping that's the case for you. I'm going to play you a song that Archangel Gabriel picked for you as a theme for at least the beginning part of the month, and then we're going to start breaking down your cards. I might actually talk over the music a little bit, but the song that was given to you is actually a song called I'm a Mess, and it's by a group called Body Language, and really it's a love song. It's, somebody telling somebody, hey, without you, I'm a mess. And so that might be relatable for some of y'all, and if it's not, it's just a really kick-ass song, so you might enjoy it. We're going to turn that on right now here while I'm flipping your cards. So, this archetype card that we've gotten from Pyramid Mace's archetype deck is pretty much going to signify the first quarter of the year. Spirit's given us the Damsel card for you, Capricorn. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit here. Damsel card. We've got light and shadow attributes. It actually was shown to us in the reverse. So I'm hearing there might be an emphasis on shadow characters or shadow attributes of the damsel. They're saying damsel in distress. So, damsel, light attributes, state, understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attributes, state, waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusion. So we're hearing this might actually be a theme for the first quarter of the year here, Capricorn. And the question is that you feeling like a damsel? Because using some of my favorite art by a woman that used to go by the name Pixie, who actually illustrated this Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which in many cases is you all, and she actually showed up in reverse, and in some cases I'm hearing that this damsel is really about long-distance relationships that haven't taken root or that haven't actually come to fruit in some way, shape, or form. And the reminder here that I'm hearing is just to remember that you are prosperous in and within yourself, Capricorn. And I'm hearing in some cases somebody might just be missing you a lot and coming back to you saying, baby, I'm a mess. And this might be you saying, I don't know if I want that pentacle. Depends on what Capricorn you are. I'm hearing in some cases it might have to do with that long-distance relationship, though, because your romance/personal advice for at least the first part of January here, Capricorn, is to keep an open mind. Card states here, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, and in some cases, this might not even be romantic. This could just be something to do with other kinds of soulmates, because they can take all kinds of shapes and forms. But in some cases, I'm hearing this is really somebody coming at you with a, hey, baby, I'm a mess without you. It's actually what the song says, darling, I'm a mess. And so what I'm hearing is you might actually have some choices to make your Capricorn, and in some cases, this is not a damsel in distress at all. This is someone with opportunities to make really good choices. And again, the light attributes on this damsel card state to understand the nature of healthy romance and also just inspiring you to rely on yourself. That's exactly what it says here. So remember that woman here, he, she, they, whomever that is, I'm thinking it's you, Capricorn, has got it going on. So, some cases I'm hearing this might just be about decisions to make with regard to options that have been presented before you and making sure, that you take your time making those decisions. That's actually the advice that came up here from Archangel Michael. It says, take your time making this decision, Capricorn. We're going to keep these short right now, and I'm going to go ahead and seal it up here on your Archangel advice from Archangel Michael, and encourage you to reach out to us here at artoflove.me if you would like a personal look into your situation. We are doing some phenomenal readings for people that we hear are changing lives and helping people recover from major things, including trauma of the past. So take your time in making decisions, Capricorn. Praying for you now. Dear Archangel Michael, please help me stay strong and relaxed as I approach the situation. Remind me to detach and step back, allowing the situation to unfold naturally. Thank you for protecting me. Amen. All right, Capricorns, what we got here for you for the first part of the month and for your first quarter. All right? Take care, God bless, and we will actually be back very soon to do a mid-monthly recap on your rest of January, actually. So that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to Aquarius. What's shaking, Aquarius? Happy New Year to you. Hope it's looking good. We did some divination with the help of Archangel Gabriel using our Art of Love tarot deck. It's a musical tarot deck that is personally curated by yours truly. And we were actually given a really cool song for you, Aquarius. It's called I Just Want to Make It New With You. And it's by an artist named Soko. And I'm hearing in some cases this is about a whole new fresh start that some of you have embarked upon. Oops, that's the wrong song. We must be on the shuffle. You're saying you might be dealing with a pretty person with brown eyes, too, because we just jumped to another song here somehow, which is the song that came up for Taurus. So you might be dealing with a Taurus person or have some Taurus in your chart, but the playlist just wanted to go ahead and jump ahead to Pretty Brown Eyes, which is the song that you're going to see if you stick around and get to the Taurus reading. But your song is actually I Just Want to Make It New With You, and the artist's name is Soko. Here in New Starts. All right, gonna flip your cards. Haven't looked at them yet. All right, Aquarius. First quarter, we've got the Detective card showing up. This Detective card is really, really cool. I'm hearing in some cases that this is about some due diligence that you're doing and taking the steps forward. And we're actually getting a cautionary note here. I'm just going to go ahead and jump ahead because we've got Four Pentacles in reverse showing up. We've got a recommendation to stay playful in all things and to focus on divine and perfect health from the Archangel. So break it down a little bit here. Light attributes, first quarter of the month. Great powers of observation and intuition. Desire to seek out the truth. Shadow attributes, voyeurism and falsifying information. I'm hearing for some of y'all, you know exactly what this means. New starts in some cases require us to take a tough, swift break from the past, especially if we're dealing with some shadow characters. I'm hearing in some cases you've just had people trying to get into your freaking business and cracking your skull open. And I'm hearing in some cases somebody might have tried to steal something that you wrote. So light attributes are really telling you that, you know, if you want to do a new start, you want to make sure that you're doing it in a positive light. Make sure that you're only dealing with people that you can trust too, because I'm hearing you might want to cut some people out of whatever that story was that you were writing before. Cautionary note is don't hold on too tight. I'm hearing be protective, and in some cases that's exactly what the Four Pentacles is telling us about here. Telling us that playfulness is definitely a good key here, whether or not it has anything to do with your romantic life. And in some cases, it's very much about a romantic life. I mean, you can see here this couple playing on a swing. Looks like a good time for cuddles and romance for some of y'all. It says here, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And in some cases, that's what I Just Want to Make It New With You is. I'm hearing some people are having romantic reunions of different kinds. In some cases, they're saying it's a soulmate. I'm hearing karmic ties. And I'm seeing two people here sitting on a swing. You might have some activities that you might want to do with your sweetie if that's the case. But I'm hearing swaying, swinging, dancing, different things that are going to help you capture that romantic and playful spirit. And in some cases, this is just the approach that you take to your life. And you might need to do that, especially if things are getting hectic and you're doing your detective work. It's just saying try to keep it light for yourself and make sure that your focal point here is on your own well-being and your divine perfect health. That's actually the recommendation from Archangel Michael here. And so I think it's salient advice anytime to keep in mind, your health and your basically a focus on that with anything that you're doing. And you see this person's light of divinity is what's shining over their head, that halo there. And that's your healthy sense of self. So just make sure that if you find out something about spies and people that might have had some shadow implications on your life, especially if it has to do with your work and your whatever this is. I keep seeing the book here and somebody trying to look inside that, if it's sometimes a stressful situation, make sure that you're keeping an eye on your health. And this is just a good time to start new things too. It's a new year. And so in some cases, it's really just investigating a new way to do things. And they're saying releasing the past to me. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up on that prayer and advice from Archangel Michael. And we're going to jump into Pisces. All right. Here we go. Dear God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health and for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. Amen. And Aquarius, if you're looking for a detailed look into your future and some help with anything, that's what we're doing here. No BS readings. Our detailed personal readings actually come with a crystal invocation that's designed by our hands here. And we like to send those to you to help you with your life path. We believe in crystal work. So if you're looking for something like that, hit us up at artoflove.me. Take a look at that in the future forward readings, which are very detailed look into your future, helping you make better dharmic decisions if you're shedding that karma from behind. Going to leave you on that, my dears. Have a wonderful, wonderful start to the year. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into Pisces next. And what's up, Pisces? How you doing? Happy New Year to you. Hope it's going great. I'm hearing it's going to be a fantastic year for some of you. And we got a really cool song for y'all. I'm hearing something about romance here. Really great song came up. I'm going to play it for you in the background while I flip your cards. And the song is called Sweet Nothing. It's a Calvin Harris song that's actually sung by Florence Welch. She's the lead singer from Florence and the Machine. If any of y'all know about that group, they're pretty awesome. She's got a killer voice. So this is the song that Archangel Gabriel gave us for you for the beginning of January. All right, so here's what we got. This is the focal point for the first quarter of your year, Pisces. We've got an angel showing up. Wow. This thing some of y'all might have met. Somebody really special that might have swept you off your feet. I don't know, but here's what it says. Light attributes, helping those in need with no expectation of reward. That sounds like a lot of Pisces people I know, to be honest with you. Shadow attributes state acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Now I do have to say something. When I flip these cards, this one was upside down, and so all of these cards play out in a full spectrum, but I'm being told that for some Pisces, this is a cautionary note that you might have somebody that's come to the surface that has been a fucking flapper is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing somebody that did not have the right information, that was basically plagiarizing the work of others. They're saying they read the script. And I'm hearing that this is about you possibly letting go of a bullshit artist that is not an angel. And in some cases, that's why Pisces might have shown up with the King of Cups here in their reading for the first part of January, because now we're into the first part of January. This was the quarter. This is the first part of January. We've got a King of Cups that's upside down. Normally this person might be very much in control of their emotions and how they're putting it out there. When they show up upside down, I'm hearing that's just like, boom, here it is, lay it on the table. That's what I'm hearing about this Pisces for some of y'all. I'm hearing in some cases this is Pisces letting the past go and just moving on. In other cases, this is Pisces maybe feeling a little bit blocked about something, and it would make sense because if this is taking a romantic connotation, either they're opening up their feelings, or in some cases, they might be feeling separated from something in the past or someone in the past. This part is saying time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So, oh, here we go. We both know words are empty air. And I'm hearing in some cases that's what this is. It's a twofer. This is Pisces throwing something out from the past, opening up their heart for others, and taking a break for something else. So I'm hearing long distance relationship for some. I'm hearing in some other cases it's literally cutting out from something that turned out to not feel so good here. One way or the other, Archangel Michael has shown up to give you some advice here about your children. So whether or not you have children that are involved in this, that is the message here. And I'm hearing that in some cases, this is really about taking a witness for your inner child and being the angel to that inner child that maybe wasn't parented so great. Because in some cases, I'm hearing that that's what this separation and this dethroned king in some cases is about. It's about taking custody over that inner child that was not given that parent that could really be the safe arms, is what I'm hearing. And so in other cases, this is just a call for us to keep in mind that our children are protected. They're saying something about divorce court. I'm hearing something about a divorce and a separation here from, whoever this might have signified in your life, this King of Cups, which could be she, he, they. It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be, any specific gender. But in other cases, this is also about animals. And I'm hearing somebody might have had to put a pet down. And that's what this is really about. It's saying goodbye to that little angel and just letting you know that that little one that you love so much, whether it's a fur baby or a child or even just that little you inside of you, is being watched over, and that maybe you're the angel here. And so I'm going to be a witness for you on that, Pisces. We're going to leave you on this advice and a prayer from Archangel Michael to know that your children are watched over by angels. Dear guardian angels of my children, both born, unborn, and all fur babies, thank you for watching over my children and ensuring their happiness and their safety. Please guide me so that I know the best ways to be a good parent and a role model for my own and other people's children. Amen. I also heard in some cases this might be about some of you taking guardianship over others as sort of a parental figure. They're saying it might be something to do with taking custody of the ones that have been discarded. You're going to know if that's for you or not, but I wouldn't put that past the Pisces. Pisces does tend to be very open-hearted and loving like that. So if you're taking angelic custody over others, God bless you, Pisces. I hope that you have a wonderful year, and we're going to see you again in a couple of weeks. Please let us know if we can do a personal reading for you. artoflove.me, hit services at the top. We'd love to do that. Take care for now, Pisces. God bless. We're going to go ahead and jump into Aries. What's shaking, Aries? Happy 2017 to you. Hope it's going to be a great year. We did a shuffle on our virtual deck here that we asked Archangel Gabriel to help us with. And we got us a cool little song that's going to give us an idea of what the first part of January is about. This is one that I really love. It's called Brand New Colony, and it's by the Postal Service. I'm going to play some of that for you while we're flipping your cards and talking about the archetype over the first quarter of your year, followed up by a little taste of what the beginning of January is going to be about. So, first quarter, you've got a teacher showing up using the Carolyn Meese archetype deck. It was flipped, so I'm hearing you might want to pay attention to the shadow attributes on this one, Aries. Teacher states ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Shadow attributes state manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Very interesting. I'm hearing something about, sounds like something to do with romantic triage is what I heard. Romantic triage is what they said. And anyway, that's an archetype for the next 3 months. And what we see showing up using our Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck is 5 of Wands. This one also showed up in the reverse. And I'm hearing in some cases it has to do with multiple suitors in different areas. This could be contention in the workplace. This could also be, in some cases, see this way, it can be kind of competition. I'm hearing it's sort of like jostling between people. It doesn't have to be anything aggressive. In some cases, it's a hostile work environment, though, is what I'm hearing. And that might be what this is all about, showing up upside down. Is I'm hearing, leaving a destructive situation. And so in some cases, that's what this is, showing upside down. This is Aries saying, you know what? I'm not going to do all this like hassling stuff. In other cases, I'm hearing it's about someone that you're involved with, possibly romantically or otherwise, that might have a lot of options going on and people kind of peacocking and vying for their attention is what I'm hearing. And in some cases, I'm just being led to remind you that this is a divine timing situation. This card says it right there. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So they're saying sometimes this might actually be you needing to wait for the right one. In other cases, it's trying to clear up a situation that went really. They're saying the word fucktarded. That might make sense to some of y'all. I just heard the word fucktarded. So divine timing is at work in your love life, Aries. They're saying that a lot of this has to do with how you're handling the situation. And I'm being led to tell you that that sword right there in your hand is your pen. They're saying you're writing your future with the way you allow yourself to see it. Everything will change if you allow yourself to. That's what the song is saying here too. Positive thoughts create positive results. They're saying now is a really good time to focus on balancing your chakras too, because we're literally seeing all these colors giving this person wings that are surrounded in yellow. That gold and yellow color is about how you are demonstrating yourself from a healthy sense of self. So we're going to leave it on that practical advice here with the prayer from Archangel Michael to keep positive thoughts. Divine love and wisdom, I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and conscious of the love and light that is within every person and situation. Amen. All right, Aries, that's what I've got for you. I hope you liked it. If you did, have a beautiful beginning of the year. I think it's going to be great for you. And for some of y'all, I'm hearing that that person might be worth waiting for. They said everything's going to change. So keep your minds focused and be positive on the things that you want, and make sure that, if something is jostling you in different directions, don't get dragged back into that negativity. I think that 5 of Wands was flipped for a reason. It's really about a new page before you. So I hope you'll take it if it's yours. And please let us know if we can do a detailed look into your future with our personal private readings or one of the future forwards. It's a very, very specific zoom into your future to help you make those conscious decisions so that you know you're stepping in the direction you want. True north. All right, going to leave you on that, and we are going to go ahead and move on to Taurus. What's up, Taurus? Happy New Year to you. Hope it's going to be a good one. I gotta just tell you, we did a little divination here at the beginning with Archangel Gabriel, because that's how I like to focus here and get a little flavor with some song mojo. As some of y'all know, if you catch the daily series that we do here Monday through Friday, the Down and Dirty Dailies, your song that came up, it's called Breaking My Heart, aka Pretty Brown Eyes, and it's by a group called Mint Condition. And when I was going through these readings from top to bottom, when we landed on Aquarius, that song actually popped up, and that wasn't their song. So I was being led to tell some of you that if you didn't watch this straight through, you might want to go back and watch Aquarius. I'm hearing some of y'all might have dealing with an Aquarius or have Aquarius in your own chart. One way or the other, this is a beautiful song, and it's one I actually grew up on. So they're saying somebody might have some beautiful brown eyes, and the song is really about someone leaving the past behind and deciding not to be too jaded by the way they were hurt by someone before. So, hadn't even flipped your cards yet, but using Carolyn Mates archetype deck, we've got Child Eternal showing up. This is going to be your focal point for the first quarter of the year. I'm really liking this one, even though it showed up upside down. This is not a reversal deck. This is a full spectrum deck to help you stay aware of how energies might play out around you. But you might want to pay attention to the shadow attributes, because I'm hearing you might be dealing with leaving a shadow character or experiencing some of this as the flux around you at this time. Light attributes from the card state: determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. Shadow attributes state: inability to grow up and be responsible. Extreme dependency on others for physical security. And in some cases, that might be what's going on here. Here is the Ace of Cups showing up. And this is a January card here, first part of January. In some cases, I'm hearing that the Taurus is just like, you know what? Here it is. And I'm hearing it's laying it out on the table. And it might be very emotional. You see here, we've got liquid coming in or out of this cup. And when you flip it over, I'm hearing it could be waterworks. You're saying for some, it's relief from leaving a dependent situation, and in others, there might be a situation where it's learning how to balance those emotions between feeling dependent or independent. But they're telling me that it's really good for some of y'all. In some cases, you might be or hearing that someone around you is going on a honeymoon. I'm hearing for some that this might be a sad time, saying goodbye to somebody that is perhaps moved on. In other cases, I'm hearing this is letting go of some things in the past so that you can enjoy what's on the future. And for some of y'all, it looks really good. I heard surprise engagement. They're saying enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So if that's you, Taurus, I'm just telling you that, you deserve it. And they're saying in some cases, this is literally somebody, we hear this breaking my heart. This is somebody that's letting go of something that was really bad for them and toxic. I'm hearing toxic, toxic, toxic. And that's what the shadow is, that this is like leaving that extreme dependency behind and embarking on what's ahead here. And that's kind of what the song is saying too. What we're hearing from Archangel Michael is that one way or the other, it's a really important time to admit the truth to yourself and to act accordingly, because that's actually going to be your liberation, with a reminder that you are the eternal child. So this is really about reaching for that star and those things that you really wanted. And I'm hearing metamorphosis. They're telling me some of y'all have just really transformed your lives, and that this is about letting go of the things that hurt you in the past so that you can take a step with that. And so remember that you're the magical one here. All right, Taurus, we're going to go ahead and seal this up on that practical advice and a prayer from Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Michael here to admit your truth and act accordingly. Dear Archangel Michael, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. Amen. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you here. I hope you liked it. I hope it made sense. And if it did, well, have a beautiful, beautiful start to your year. I think it's going to be great for some of y'all. And if you're getting married, congratulations, because I heard it might be somebody that you can actually have something prosperous in the future with. Upside down or right side up, that Ace of Cups is some good stuff for me. Sometimes it's just letting it out. So, if you would like a detailed look into your future, hit us up at artoflove.me. We'd love to take a look into that for you. I'm going to leave you on that, and we're going to go ahead and move on to Gemini now. Long song first, so you might want to listen to this one. I like it a lot. It's pretty good. All right, Taurus, I'm going to let you go now. What's up, Gemini? How you doing? Happy New Year to you. Hope it's going to be a good one. We did these readings a little bit differently if you are used to this channel. First thing we're going to do is start with a song that was divined from Archangel Gabriel using my personal tarot deck that I curated, my Art of Love musical deck. And the song that we were given for you, before I even flip the cards over, is a song called Goodbye Horses, and it's by an artist named Q Lazarus. And if you are a fan of the, what's that movie called? The Hannibal Lecter film. You know, Hannibal the Cannibal. What's it called? Silence of the Lambs. This was the song that the guy was dancing to in the mirror. So that's the song that came up. It's got a lot of interesting images that I was seeing. We're keeping these short, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But I'm hearing it might have to do with somebody letting go of some senses. That's what I'm hearing. So, what we got here as your overall archetype for the first quarter of the year, Gemini, is artist. Very nice. Light attributes on this card says, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses. What did I say about liberating the senses, letting the senses go? Here we go. Inspiring others to see life symbolically. Shadow attributes state, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others. Posing as a starving artist to elicit pity. Well, pay attention to that one, y'all. I think it's going to be a creative time for most of you, though, because using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, we've got a Knight of Wands coming in. This could be a very fiery character. These could be people you're dealing with. And this could also just be a passionate display of your artistic creativity right now, because that's a lot of times what this Knight is all about. And in some cases, I'm hearing it has to do with releasing somebody, releasing an ex, because for your personal / romance sector, first part of January, we've got the Release Your Ex card showing up. It says the time has come to clear your energy. And in some cases, that's what this is. This is you leaving that behind. I'm hearing in some cases, some of you might have been writing something, and it's going to help you actually purge the past and leave it behind. And in some cases, it's literally like Gemini feeling like they have to like lose their mind a little bit to go ahead and move in that direction. And sometimes I think that's what Goodbye Horses is all about. It's like giving up something that might have seemed like the logical thing to do in favor of the new thing. So if that's the case, you're going to know it, and it might make sense tied in with this Archangel Michael card that this is your life's purpose. So keep that in mind here, Gemini, because I'm hearing some of y'all have some art in you and some things that need to be released, good, bad, or other. They're saying catharsis. I'm seeing somebody clutching this world right here, too, and I'm hearing something about I'm hearing about a pregnancy. I'm hearing about a pregnancy. And they're saying it might have been with an ex, and there might be some regret. So, hey, you're going to know if that's the case, but they're saying somebody might have taken off too. So, I don't know. Pay attention to the shadow characters, because they're telling me to point this out again here. They're saying something about somebody using their talents as an excuse to mistreat others. So I took that as a connotation with the pregnancy message that came up with this one. One way or the other, though, they're saying guard it, guard it, guard it, and to let the things that don't make sense go is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that's what Goodbye Horses is for some of y'all. I'm going to seal it up on this prayer here for you from Archangel Michael about your life purpose. Follow it, Gemini. Be brave. Tap into your art. Dear Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful, meaningful career. Amen. All right, Gemini, that's what we got for you here. Hope you liked it. Hope it made sense. Happy New Year to you. Let us know if you would like a detailed look into your situation. Hit us up at artoflove.me. Doing specials on everything. We are now including crystal invocations with all of our detailed personal readings, because we are not vain all about how we do them. They're delivered and specific to your energy. If you would like one, hit us up. I'm going to do it. Have a great new year. Catch you again in a couple weeks. We're going to be back soon for the mid-monthly recap. Bye for now. We're going to go ahead and move on now to our Cancerians. And I got to tell you, I was really happy. Oh, I forgot to say hi. What's up, Cancer? Happy New Year to you. Kind of on a roll here. I forgot to say hi. Hope it's going to be a great year. I was rocking out to your song. We asked Archangel Gabriel to provide us with a little bit of a cool song to give us a texture, a little bit of flavor for the first part of your January. And one of my favorite Elton John songs came up for y'all. It's called Tiny Dancer. I'm going to play that here in the background while we're flipping your cards, because I haven't even seen them yet. Overall, archetypal energy using Caroline Mace deck for the first quarter of the year. We're being told this is about your mystic, inner mystic. I'm going to read it straight from the card here. Light attributes state, revels in intimate union with the divine. Shadow attributes state, delusional rapport with the divine. Could be quite a slippery slope there. I'm hearing in some cases, this is just about a new direction that's taking place. And I'm hearing something about leaving a triangulated situation, actually. This is January we're looking at here now. And we've got a 3 of Wands. It's flipped upside down. And I'm hearing in some cases it was a detour that maybe was unanticipated. It was happening because somebody wanted to take control of their life. It's time to take control of your life. Great, great message here. And I'm hearing in some cases that's all about you trusting your connection with the divine, Cancerians. I'm hearing some of y'all are working fervently on your mediumship in different ways and literally turning your back on something that maybe was kind of bad. So I get that impression a lot whenever this Free Yourself card shows up. It is the romance, personal sector card. So in some cases, this is literally leaving the restrictions behind, because that's a bullshit restriction. If that's anything that you think is holding you back right now, I'm being told to remind you to trust your inner divinity, because for some of y'all, that's you. That's you, the Capricorn. You might be dealing with a Capricorn. That just came out of my mouth, but that might be you. That's the unicorn right there in the center, just needing to take that decision to jump ahead in your life. And we've got a great piece of advice for you for this month from Archangel Michael here, Cancer, and it says decide to be happy now. So in some cases, we're hearing that that's what this is, and they're saying leaving a triangulated situation. I'm hearing in some cases you might have been dealing with a douchebag. I'm hearing. I heard fire sign douchebag, and that's why this is upside down. They said it was taking root and that it wasn't, and it's because somebody might have been dealing with shadow characters that were demonstrating delusional rapport with the divine, and that somebody is literally turning their back on that situation to free themselves. One way or the other, you're going to know if it's for you. This is still applicable. Decide to be happy now, Cancer. It's a new year, all right? You're going to seal it up here on your prayer with the advice to decide to be happy now. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for helping me open my heart to happiness, joy, and bliss. I'm now willing to see all the goodness in my life. Amen. Rock on, Cancer. I think it's going to be a kick-ass year. Definitely focus on your mediumship if you haven't been doing that. I'm hearing some of y'all have some magical experiences ahead of you. Anytime a unicorn shows up, it's a good deal for this guy. So let me know if we can do anything for you. Taking the personal look into your future. Got some great things that we're doing. Hit us up at artoflove.me and click services up at the top. Take a look at what we're offering. We're actually offering crystal invocations for anybody that is ordering one of our detailed personal readings right now. We hope you enjoy your year. Have a good one. See you again in a couple weeks. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started now with Leo. Change the song because we got to flip the deck now. Happy New Year, Leo. How's it going? It's 2017. Can you believe it? It came quick. And I'm hearing for some of us, maybe not quick enough, but it's here now. So let's take a look at what we got. We did a little divination with some help from Archangel Gabriel. I do a lot of work with music, and I curate a list. It's sort of my virtual tarot deck here, and we were given a song called Light Years by Heather Nova as your theme song for the first part of the month here. I love this song. And haven't watched your cards yet, so we're going to go ahead and flip those. We've got an archetype to give us a zoom on basically the first quarter as an overview, and some other cards to help us understand what this month is all about. Child Wounded card showed up as your archetype. And this card states, light attributes, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Shadow attributes state, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. I'm hearing in some cases, y'all need to hear that because there has been some highly unequal treatment going on, and you're going to know whether you're on the giving or receiving end of this. We've got a Six of Pentacles showing up. Now, this part is about your January, is the first part of it, and it's about give and take. And so you could also be dealing with earth sign people that might have earth tribal element in their chart. And in some cases, I'm hearing, I keep hearing about triangulations. It keeps showing me 3 people in all of these cards. And I'm hearing that a lot of it has to do with taking custody of your own self and learning to be the one who admires you in enough of a way that you're demonstrating your own self-love. This is a call to action. It says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, but in some cases, they're really saying this is a time to inject that into yourself and make sure that you're doing that right. Because we're hearing sort of a scattered story here about somebody that's painting a picture and trying to create equilibrium everywhere else except in themselves. And so you're going to know if it's you. Make sure that if you're giving, you're doing it with love in your heart, and that you're also loving yourself first, because that's the litmus test in this. So keep in mind light and shadow attributes of the wounded child, because there's going to be some clues here about how you're demonstrating yourself, especially if it has to do with how you're putting yourself out there monetarily or expecting from others. And we've got a little bit of awesome news here from Archangel Michael. We're hearing that, some of y'all might have been watching this, wondering if something was going to work out in your favor or not. We're hearing that it's a divinely guided situation, is what I'm being told, and that the situation is actually already resolved. They're saying something to me about a child being carried off too, and so I'm just going to apologize to anybody if this is a negative message here in advance, but I'm hearing something about a child who was terminated in some way. And so I don't know how that is, but I'm literally seeing a child being carried off to heaven. In some cases, this is you sending your own energy and taking guardianship of your own energy and that own inner child. And in other cases, I'm hearing this might be some sort of commemorative time or a memorial sort of time about a child whose life might have been lost, in which cases you have our condolences here, and we're praying for you. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up on the practical advice about the situation already being resolved, and we're going to seal it up on this prayer from Archangel Michael. Dear Archangel Michael, I give any worries, cares, and concerns to you in exchange for true peace in all ways, and thank you for resolving this situation in a divinely perfect way. Amen. That's what I got for you, Leo. Hope it made sense and hope you liked it. Let us know if you'd like a personal look into your situation. We're actually offering crystal invocations with all of our detailed personal readings that we're now sending out here starting in 2017. Hit us up at artoflove.me. We can do that for you. Take care, God bless, and see you again in a couple of weeks when we're back for a mid-monthly recap. Get on that for now. You might want to check out that song. It's called Light Years by Heather Nova. Being told to remind that to you. Have a good one. All right, we're going to move on to Virgo now. How's it going, Virgo? Happy New Year to you. Hope it's a good one. We did these a little bit different here for the new year, and if you're familiar with this channel, it's going to be a slightly different format. We're actually going to start them all off with a song that is kind of like a theme for at least the first part of the month here, and these were given to us by Archangel Gabriel using my own personally curated Art of Love Tarot deck. And the song that we were given was really cool. Haven't looked at your cards yet, but I love this song. It's called I Feel the Earth Move, and it's by Carole King. I'm hearing some of y'all got you some new romance, and it is looking damn good. So, for other cases, wow, they're saying this might be somebody wanting to move across the world. You know what? I wasn't going to show the shuffle and everything. I did a private recording for myself and for my spiritual partner because of how we've been working together, and I'm going to probably put that at the beginning of this video. You might want to watch it. I heard some words when I was shuffling for Virgo. It was something about don't want to go but I gotta or something like that. And it might make sense to you because we got an addict showing up here, upside down for the Virgo. This is actually sort of a snapshot of theme for the first quarter of the year. I'm going to read it to you off the card with the understanding that this is not a reversal deck. This is a deck that speaks about full spectrum energy. And sometimes when they show up upside down, I just feel like there is an emphasis to keep in mind the shadow attributes because they might be playing out around you through others or even within yourself. Straight off the card, it states, light attributes helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Shadow attributes state, compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. I'm hearing in some cases, this is really about somebody giving up an addiction, because here in the month of January, at least for the first part we've got, using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, 3 of Cups showing up right. Could have to do with water element people that have water in their chart, if not yourself. I'm hearing in some cases it's an end to a triangulation. I was hearing that with some of the other tribes, so you might want to check other people's signs in your sun, your moon, and your rising if you haven't already. But that's what we've got showing up here. And I'm hearing in some cases it has to do with an addiction to alcohol. And that's what all these cups are here. So you're saying be careful and make sure that you're not fooling yourself, especially in a romantic situation, because I'm hearing in some cases this might actually have to do with an addictive person or somebody who is dealing with addictions in their life. They're telling me that the mask has come off, though, for some of you. So I'm feeling like in some cases this is about a deception that might have already been revealed. And in some cases, the reason why someone has decided to take a difficult move. This card says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So I'm just hearing the guide saying, make sure it's not you. And if it is you, that you're not lying to yourself about it, because I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down. Could be, I'm hearing fall down drunk. So just be careful with yourself, Virgos. And if you have somebody that's engaging like that in your life, this might make a lot of sense. Here is the advice card that came up from Archangel Michael, and it says to detach from the situation. So in some cases, I'm hearing, Virgos living in an addictive situation or a bad situation. Other cases, they're just being told that it might be a good idea to do that. So please pay close attention to that, and please take care of yourself and each other, okay? I'm going to leave you on that practical advice and prayer here from Archangel Michael to detach from the situation, Virgo. Dear Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama, and let's just say also some bullshit. We're going to leave that bullshit back in 2016. It's a new year, so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me in this situation. Amen. All right, Virgos, what I got for you. Hope you liked it. Hope it made sense. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Let us know if you'd like a detailed look into your future. We're doing future forward readings, very detailed zoom into the next year of your life, and also the characters that might be playing in different ways, various roles. In addition to that, we also do detailed personal readings, a little bit shorter than that also come with a crystal invocation handmade by yours truly here. Love to do that for you if you're interested. See you again in a couple of weeks, too, and we're back for the mid-monthly. Take care. God bless, and Happy New Year. Going to move on to Libra now. What's shaking, Libra? Happy New Year to you. Hope it's a good one. And I'm going to tell you, I love how this one started. I haven't even flipped your cards yet, but you got a kick-ass song. We decided to do a little bit of divination with a bit of a taste of what some of the texture of the month might be for some of y'all, and using my personally curated musical tarot deck, we were given one of my favorite Joni Mitchell songs, which is called A Case of You. And we're just going to play that here in the background while we're taking a look at your cards, because I haven't even flipped them yet. And just so you know, too, we're doing an archetype card for the first quarter, and then there's a few other cards for just advice for the first part of the month of January before we come back for the mid-monthlies. All right. For your archetypal energy for the next quarter here, Libra, we've got the Child Nature card showing up. This card says, light attributes, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. Shadow attributes state, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Now, what I'm hearing for some of y'all is that this might have to do with, I'm hearing something to do with relationships that haven't really come together yet. They're showing me something to do with relationships that are, I'm hearing in some cases, angelically guided, but that maybe have been turned upside down in some way. In other cases, this could just be a call to temper your patience about things that you're attempting to galvanize. This is a really strong energy, y'all, and this is just what's coming up for the first part of the month. This Temperance card, for me, some people just say temper tantrums, and a lot of times this is somebody that's trying to control their temperature and hold it together. And, you know, when it shows up like this, I'm kind of feeling like somebody might just be like, oh my God, I'm done, you know. And in other cases, I'm just hearing they're saying be careful because there might be some ideological differences for people that are dealing with I'm hearing about addictions. And so in some cases, I'm seeing somebody just spilling these drinks out and it being to be about self-protection, okay? And I'm seeing that for a couple different reasons. We're just going to go ahead and jump, because these are short readings right now, to the personal/romance sector. In some cases, well, she's saying, part of you pours out of me. And it's about something that maybe was difficult to hold on to. I'm hearing it might have been elusive for different reasons. This card says religious factors. Doesn't have to be religious, doesn't have to be spiritual, doesn't even have to be romantic. But in some cases, it's about somebody that just really wants something that, you know, well, I'm hearing the angels trying to stay on their feet here. And that it might have been addictive. That's what they're saying. The card says your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I'm just being told to keep on your mind, your healthy sense of self, and all of this, Libra. That's the strong message that I'm getting here. And here's what Archangel Michael wanted us to seal this one up on. It's about protecting your home and yourself. It says your home is protected by angels. And in some cases, I'm hearing that this might actually have to do with a big move that's happening. And something they're showing me two huge hands that are coming together and guiding a process. And in some cases, I'm hearing it has to do with the spiritual partnership that's coming together. You're going to know if it's coming together or not, but the energy is here for it to go different ways. And we're just being reminded to take care of ourselves, because that's what the child natural does. So keep that in mind. That's your theme for the first quarter of the year. We're going to go ahead and seal it up on the practical advice that your home is protected by angels. All right, Libra? Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over my home and its inhabitants. I ask that you post guardian angels at each window and door, ensuring its security. Thank you for guiding my finances so that I can easily afford to pay my rent, mortgage, or taxes. Amen. All right, Libra, that's what we got for you here. Hope you liked it and enjoyed it. Let us know. Hope it's a beautiful start to your year, too. If you'd like a private Zoom on your life, hit us up at artoflove.me. Got a couple different styles of readings we'd love to do for you. All right, take care. God bless. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye for now. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to Scorpio now. Happy New Year, Scorpio. It's 2017. Can you believe it? It's finally here. All right, so I'm hearing that might be hitting some of y'all hardcore right now. We got a really cool song showing up for some of y'all, and I'm hearing something about return of the ex or a turn down from the ex, because you got a really interesting song that came up. And I will just say I haven't flipped your cards yet, so I'm just looking at the shuffle that came up here using the help of Archangel Gabriel, who helps me channel from a list that I've personally curated to assist with some of the different types of divination that I do here on this channel. And the song that you got is actually called So Real, and it's by an artist named Jeff Buckley. And we're going to go ahead and just play that in the background for you here while I flip your cards. Oh, and just so you know, too, if you're used to my usual format here, this is going to be a little bit different. We're using the archetype cards from Carolyn Mays as an overview context for the first quarter of your year. And then we've got a few other cards here to demonstrate to us what the first part of the month is going to be about. Here we go. Theme for the first quarter of the year, Scorpio, is prostitute. I don't want anybody to get too temperamental about the use of this word, okay? This is a profession for many people, and in some cases, this is a word that gets thrown around recklessly. So let's be careful how we're looking at this. This is one of the archetypes that every person has played at some point in their life, whether or not they were actually a prostitute. I'm going to read to you what the card says here. Light attribute state accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Shadow attribute state places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Strong call to action here, and in some cases we're hearing that this really has to do with making salient choices. And this is kind of like what's showing up here for January. Okay, this is like the first part of January. Like this person here is sometimes waffling between making a decision and sometimes not wanting to see the truth. And when it shows up like this, in some cases the decision has been made. In other cases, this is a call to action to just go and make a good decision and take an action here, Scorpio. And I'm hearing in some cases, might have to do with expressing your love. They're talking to me a bit about a relationship. This can't be romantic for everybody. I know it looks real romantic here. It says express your love. Sometimes this is how you're communicating with yourself. So the advice here on this card says go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And I'm hearing all hell broke loose for somebody. And that part of the reason why is because they did, and they got turned down. I'm hearing in some cases it's because they might have been exposed. I'm hearing somebody made a false judgment on someone else for material considerations and to put their own self-empowerment above another, and that is what got exposed here. And it had to do with a love situation. So you're going to know how it plays out for you. Just keep these energies in mind and make sure that you're not making fear-motivated decisions, because I'm hearing that's how you're going to get cut. The overall advice from Archangel Michael is to follow your guidance and your high mind and not be afraid of making those decisions, because swords cut both ways here, Scorpio. Keep it in mind, all right? We're going to steal it up on that practical advice and a prayer from Archangel Michael to let go of fear now. Dear Archangel Michael, please help me feel safe and deserving of your guidance. Thank you for clearing me of heavy, toxic, or ego-based thoughts or feelings. Amen. Hope it made sense for you, Scorpio. So, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Hit a brother up if you'd like a personal private reading, offering a couple different kinds and styles. If you go to artoflove.me and click services up at the top, you'll see how we do that here. Take care, God bless. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Happy New Year. Gonna move on to Sag now, after we turn off the song. Again, that was so real, Jeff Buckley. Might want to check it out, Scorpio. All right. What's going on, Sagittarius? Happy New Year to you. It's 2017 here, and I hear it's going to be a really amazing year for some of you. I haven't looked at your cards yet. We're doing these a little bit differently than we normally do them for the Tarot by Tribe series, simply for the new year, to give us a little taste of what we're expecting the first quarter to be like. And we actually asked for some assistance from Archangel Gabriel using my personally curated Tarot by Tribe and Art of Love tarot deck. It's a musical deck that I curate, and we were given a song that's called Never Tear Us Apart by In Excess, and I'm hearing that might be a really awesome song for some of y'all to look into, because it's about strong bonds and relationships. And I'm just going to play this one here in the background while I flip your cards, because I haven't seen it yet. All right, Sagittarius. Wow. All right, so first quarter of the year, using Carolyn Mace's archetype deck for light and shadow attributes, we've got the vampire cards showing up, and I'm going to read to you what the light and shadow says here. Light attributes state makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. Shadow attributes state depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, or codependency. This reading here is screaming a lot about serious choices and amazing love for some of y'all. We've got the Lover's card, which is a major arcana, showing up here for July. July. I don't know why I heard July. This is January, y'all. I meant January. July came out of my mouth. So that might have a relevance for some of y'all. But for some of you, this is a big decision that needs to be made. In other cases, if it's a reflection of the song, this is about divinely guided romances that are coming and things that cannot be torn apart. Romance sector showing up real strong here. Not just personal here for some of y'all. This is saying romantic feelings. This card says your feelings are real and worth exploring. If that's what you got here, and this is what it's looking like, I'm hearing it might be tasty. So you're going to know if it's for you or not here. In other cases, it's just going to be making decisions, and this might be a hint about how to judge that. See how the hands are coming at you? I'm just being drawn to look at these hands here. There are some ways that people can come towards you, even in love, that might feel like a noose around your neck. In other cases, they might be protecting you from the ones that were coming to suck your chi and your life force. So keep it in mind here. And I'm going to leave it on some really awesome practical advice and prayer from Archangel Michael, because they're telling you to focus on what you know to be true by checking into your inner guidance, because it is what is trustworthy and real. That's actually what the card says. This card says your inner guidance is real and trustworthy, Sagittarius. So I want you to keep that in mind in everything that you do, especially if it has something to do with partnerships, love, people that you trust, and whoever you might be letting into your inner circle, because sometimes that's about who you open your book to, right? So we're going to leave it on that practical advice and a prayer from Archangel Michael here, Sagittarius. Dear Archangel Michael, please help me clearly hear, see, feel, and know the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. Amen. That's what I got for you, Saggy. Hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Let us know if you'd like a personal private reading. Go to artoflove.me, click services up at the top, and see what we offer. We've got some really awesome private readings to help you navigate your year and your Dharma to your true north. So, enjoy. Happy New Year. God bless. See you again in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.